Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would do something piercing, tattoo related, mostly because I get asked a lot what I do with my piercings and tattoos at my workplace. Also, you will notice that someone got her other nostril pierced. So because I have quite a few piercings that are visible, as well as tattoos, I get asked often, do I have to cover them? Do I have to take them out? What do I do regarding my workplace? Well, for me, I got off lucky because my workplace is very chill when it comes to my piercings and tattoos. I mean, I feel like as long as, and I hate to say this because it really depends on the person, but I feel like as long as it's not bam in your face or obnoxious, and I hate saying that because again, it just depends on the person's feelings, it's fine where I work. There are certain piercings I cover, there are certain tattoos I cover. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't cover any of my tattoos. But that's because I have a lot of I don't have any that connect. You know, they're all individual stuff. Maybe if I had a sleeve, I might cover it just because it's very bam, it's like the first thing you see. But that's just out of respect for other people around me. That is a personal choice, yada yada. But I have not been asked to remove any of my piercings, cover up any of my tattoos. My place is really chill. But if you are in the situation where you are asked to either cover your tattoos or cover your piercings or remove your piercings, there are certain things you can do. For piercings, you can easily get a retainer. I don't have any of my retainers with me, but basically they're like clear pieces of jewelry and they come in all sorts of material. You've got bioplast, you've got quartz. There are many different types of retainers out there, depending on how long you need to keep it in. You know, if it's for a work day, plastic, bioplast, things like that, may be a good option. If you need to keep it in longer, glass ones, quartz, whatever you want to call it, are also a good option. I have both. I have both plastic ones, I have both quartz ones. I love them both. When I had my surgery, I was not allowed to have any metal in, and so all of my retainers had to be plastic, which was fine because when I came out of surgery, I just swapped them and put them back in. So short periods of time are good for plastic retainers. But that's, if I'm ever asked to cover a piercing or anything like that, my first go-to is a retainer. Regarding tattoos, if you're asked to cover it, you can do several things. The two most popular obviously are to wear clothing that covers it or to get makeup and cover it. Makeup can be very difficult to cover a tattoo. I've only found one concealer that you don't need to add a whole lot of stuff to conceal the makeup. And that is by Hard Candy. They actually have like a tattoo line, I think. I don't personally have any of that concealer, but I've used it before. I've tested it in the store, and it does really work. Now, I wouldn't suggest it for long periods of time. So if you have to go to work for 7-8 hours, you know, you might want to take the actual concealer with you to touch up throughout the day. But the best option is really just wear clothing that covers it. Again, I'm not saying that I am there's a fucking spider in my softbox right now. How did that fucker get in there? I'm not normally scared of things like that, but that just freaked the crap out of me. Because all of a sudden I just see this little thing just crawling across the screen. Bro, you're gonna fry in there. Just FYI. I'm not advocating for covering piercings and tattoos. Clearly, why would I do that? That's dumb. I like to show off my piercings and tattoos, but some people still are not with the times and do not like to see it. So if it comes to your workplace and you want to keep that job, you might want to cover up. Unfortunately, if your piercings are not accepted at your workplace, even with a retainer in, you're gonna have to choose between your piercings and your work. You may have to remove your piercings when you're at work. I know I could not remove any of my piercings except for my lobes without worrying about them closing up. And that's for like maybe, you know, I may be able to leave them out for 2 hours at a time. What you could do, God, sounds like a pain in the ass. You could take them out and every hour take the jewelry and just kind of poke them back in, like go to the bathroom. That sounds really dumb, but if you want to keep your piercing, that's another option, especially if you're not allowed to keep it in during the day. Ugh. That just sounds like a pain in the ass. Another thing to do, if you are looking for employment, find out the policies of the company about where they stand on tattoos and piercings in the workplace. Do they even say anything in their policies? If they don't say anything in their policies, then either they didn't think about it or it's not a big deal. I looked everywhere in my workplace's policies regarding tattoos and piercings. There's actually nothing there. I then went to my highest supervisor and I was like, look, I do have piercings and tattoos. What are your thoughts on it? And she said, I really don't care, which is great. You know, some people may be against tattoos and piercings at your workplace, but as long as your supervisor, like the person you're reporting to, is fine with it, then I wouldn't worry about it, honestly, because I know I haven't. One other tip you can do if you're really worried about your piercings, but you can't find anything about piercings in your company's policies, and no one has really said anything to you, don't draw attention to it. Like, if you have nose piercings, don't sit there and like constantly play with it, because when you poke at it and stuff like that, that draws attention to it. Don't sit there and twirl it. Don't sit there and just mess with them, because that draws attention. So the best option to do is just act like it's not even there. Act like it's just another part of your body that's been there forever. But don't draw attention to it. Same with your tattoos. Don't sit there and like constantly look at them. Don't draw attention to it. And then that could be an easy way for people to completely overlook it. I know when I got my first nostril pierced back in March of 2016, I was terrified that it was like in your face, and my supervisors and my, you know, boss's boss would totally be against it and make me take it out. Hardly anyone noticed I had it. Like, to me, the ball that I had initially looked huge. But then when people finally found out that I had my nostril pierced, they were like, yeah, we didn't really see it. So don't draw attention to it, is probably one of the best policies you can have regarding piercings, tattoos in the workplace. For me personally, the only piercing that I hide at work is my septum. And I just do that just cause. It's easy to do. You flip it up, it's no big deal. Should I have to? No. Piercings don't define someone. Tattoos don't define someone, especially in the sense of whether or not they can do a good job at the workplace, have a good work ethic. But I do it just cause. I feel like out of all my piercings, the septum one is probably the most offensive. A lot of people questioned why I got it. Because it's motherfucking cute, that's why. So I do flip up my septum piercing when I get to work and when I leave work. I flip it down. But anything else, my 2 nostrils, I don't hide. My ears, I definitely don't hide. I don't have anything else. My tattoos, don't try and hide them. I wear my hair up a lot, so the one on the back of my neck is exposed a lot. The ones on my arms are exposed a lot. My ankle one is exposed most of the time. So my place is very chill when it comes to piercings and tattoos. I feel like a lot of places are getting with the times and know that tattoos and piercings are just part of life now. You know, they're not far and few in between. A lot of people have piercings and tattoos. Get over it, whether you like it or not. But there are still some places that are not accepting of it, so you do have to take that into consideration. But yeah, if you yourself have any other tips and tricks for hiding piercings and tattoos in the workplace or covering them, or maybe you've got a workplace like mine that's very chill with it, leave them in the comments below because I'd like to know, you know, which areas. When I worked as a teacher, my place was pretty tolerant of it, which was impressive. It really just depends on the environment and who's in charge there. But at the end of the day, you do need to consider the policies of the workplace and then determine how important your tattoos and piercings are to you. To me, they're very important. So knowing that I'm allowed to have them exposed means a lot to me. And I do appreciate the fact that my workplace is so open to them. But that's it for this video. If you have any questions about like where to find good retainers, I'll maybe leave some links in the description below, especially like the ones that I have, because I really like the retainers I've gotten. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.